It's Thanksgiving week in Big Chunky Land, and what better to be thankful for than both buying and not buying comic books? Let's do it. Welcome back, everybody, to Big Chunky Entertainment and another episode of To Buy or Not to Buy, where that is always the question. And today we're talking about a couple different things on opposite ends of the spectrum. We've got some smaller dollar books, and we've got a big dog. And we're going to start with the big dog, and that is being Amazing Spider-Man Annual #1. And this is what I am not buying this week. Not buying the Sinister Six. And there's a reason for that. All we've heard for the last couple months is Sinister Six this, Sinister Six that. They're going to do the Sinister Six in Spider-Man 3, Spider-Man No Way Home. They're going to do it. Well, we've seen 5 villains multiple times now. So the big question is, what are we going to, where's the 6th villain? There has to be a 6th villain. Well, I'm not so sure that there has to be. But even if there is, and there's probably going to be, because why wouldn't there? If they're going to put 5, go ahead and put 6. I get it. But regardless of what happens in Spider-Man No Way Home with the Sinister Six or without them, the book's been inflated for quite some time. And I'm a little bit questioned why. Team books don't tend to do well when there aren't first appearances attached. The Sinister Six has no first appearances. And by that I mean Amazing Spider-Man Annual #1 and 0 first appearances. And if you want to call the Sinister Six a team, I guess you can. You're more than welcome to do so. But teams tend to stick around and show up a little more often than the Sinister Six, because after their first appearance back in 1964, I believe it was, they didn't make another appearance until the 90s. So calling them a team to begin with is kind of it's fuzzy math. So there's 2 reasons why I'm not buying this book. Number 1, I'm not a big believer in the longevity of the speculation on the Sinister Six. I know they've been around forever. I grew up reading the one and a couple only appearances they had. I grew up in the 90s, so I read The Return of the Sinister Six. I get it. But these guys in this movie coming up aren't the same characters. This isn't going to be the same Sinister Six we're used to. So I believe there's going to be quite a downfall in the value of this book as it pertains to the importance of the Sinister Six. I think when the movie comes and goes, what we're left with is going to be a lot of remnants of multiverse breaking and future events in the MCU, and not so much that we got the Sinister Six. So I think all the talk and the speculation on the Sinister Six is going to go down. So I think, again, the time when we're ramping up to the movie is not the time to buy the first appearance. Let's wait for Spider-Man to come and go. And if you need to have Amazing Spider-Man Annual #1 in your collection, which I think everybody should, it's probably next summer. Probably a next summer book if it was in my estimation. Let's go through the numbers real quick on it. Just looking at a 4.5 in 2020, the average for a 4.5 was $907. Skyrockets to $21.35 over the last 12 months. That's a big jump. And in the last 90 days, jumps even more to a 90-day average of $2,904. With the last sale being $29.99. So it's a $3,000 book. Last year it was a $900 book. It's skyrocketed. And I'm not quite sure that it should have. And I'm almost certain that we've seen the top, at least for a while. Now, these books are going to continue to appreciate, but I think we're seeing the apex of the crescendo of this Spider-Man No Way Home spec. And we're going to start to see a downturn very soon. So once again, not buying Amazing Spider-Man Annual #1. All right, so let's move on to what I am buying. And what I am and have bought this week is a slew of West Coast Avengers books. Because again, the Spider-Man effect is in full force. So while everybody's talking about Spider-Man, what they're not talking about is the Scarlet Witch. And in particular, a version I believe we're going to see of the Scarlet Witch in Doctor Strange 2, and that is the Dark Scarlet Witch. So there are a few keys out there that are pretty cheap. Now they spiked during WandaVision. I have a feeling that in January, after Spider-Man dies down and we start ramping up into what's going to happen in the multiverse of madness, you're going to start seeing some trailers come out, and I think we might get glimpses of the Dark Scarlet Witch. And I don't think she's going to be a one and done character. I don't believe she's going to come and go with Doctor Strange 2. So I think she's here to stay. So what issues am I looking at? Avengers, West Coast. Number 56 is my favorite one of them all. This is the first cover appearance of the Dark Scarlet Witch. Her first appearance comes with an issue earlier in Avengers West Coast 55. One to also look at is Avengers West Coast number 61, where it's officially proclaimed that the Scarlet Witch herself, is a Nexus being. The Nexus being, of course, was dropped in WandaVision and describes a being that can touch multiple realities. So I think she's going to be a very, very important character for a very, very long time. But I think the Dark Scarlet Witch is coming. And I don't think she's, again, going to be a one and done character. So I think we should see quite a bit of the Dark Scarlet Witch. So just really quickly, I don't have any graded values available. These are all lower dollar amount books. These are still books that you can find if you look real good, if you hunt real deep. You can find in even the dollar bins, the $5 bins. I just picked up a couple Avengers West Coast 56s for $10 and $15 in really high grade. These are books that were going for 30, 40, 50, 60 bucks just a few months ago, and I think they're going to start hitting that range again. 9/8 on all of these books do go for between 150 and 200. So again, they're out there. There's a lot of these books printed, but these are still some of those books that fall under the radar. So I think if you go and you hunt enough, you can find a 55, a 56, even a 57, a 61. All these pertain to Scarlet Witch in this run, and I think you can find them all between $5 and $15. And I think we're looking at a raw copies being worth 40, 50, 60, 70 bucks again, probably come February when the trailers start dropping for Doctor Strange 2. And like I always like to do, when possible, I will show you now. Again, putting my money where my mouth is. I have purchased 2 of these this week as discussed. I've got a few other things I've got my eyes on as well. So I am actively purchasing those books. And there you have it, guys. There's the buy and the don't buy for Thanksgiving week 2021, where I say do not, under any circumstance, buy Amazing Spider-Man Annual number 1, the first appearance of the Sinister Six. But do, by all means, grab yourself up as many copies of Avengers West Coast 55, 56, 57, 61, but focus on 56. That's the first cover appearance, and now in the world of slabs, that's going to be the one that everyone's after. So grab up your Scarlet Witch Avengers West Coast books instead of your Amazing Spider-Man Annual 1s, and have a wonderful Thanksgiving. And before you do, please like the video, subscribe for more content like this, among other things, and during Thanksgiving, stay extra chunky, my friends.